wanted to do, the things that we enjoy doing, getting back around family, friends, loved ones, church members, frenemies, enemies, co-workers, and bosses that we cannot stand. I get it. However, I want to give you 7 excuses that I want to see you eliminate completely from your vocabulary as we pass from one year to the next. Number one is quite simple. I'm broke. Now you may say, wow, Tammie, for real? You gonna start with money? Most definitely. And this is why. Have you ever simply taken a good, long, hard, honest look at how you spend money? And do you understand that how you spend money will cost you money? Now you may be looking at this screen saying, she's about to start talking about giving and about tithing and about saving. Nope, I'm not. I want you to understand one thing if you get nothing else out of anything else that I say. And that is this. Being broke is often a matter of priority. Say that again. Being broke is often a matter of priority. On this past Friday night, I did this very same talk for a Facebook event. And I asked my attendees a very pertinent question. Have you ever, before spending money, asked yourself, is this going to be money well spent? And that's important. I'm not saying don't take care of yourself. I'm not saying don't splurge, especially if you love cookies as much as I do. I'm not saying that you cannot have certain things in life. However, is the money that you're spending money well spent? I'll even give you an example. I was reading a young lady's story about 5 years ago, and she said that no matter how much she pulled, stressed, pressed, and tweaked her budget, she did not have the money to start and launch her business the way in which she wanted to. And she came to the realization that she was spending $7 to $10 every morning on breakfast. So she made the decision to give up that breakfast run for 30 days and see where she was. So at the end of that 30 days, she just didn't have the money for her LLC that she was trying to file. She had the money right down to the exact cent that she needed. So I go back to my previous question. Is the money that you're spending money well spent? comes to building life or building business, there will be times where honestly it's not there. And I get that. But another nugget that I want to place into your heart and spirit this evening is this. There is a huge difference between not being able to afford something and not wanting to pay for it. There is a big difference. So let me park on that not willing to pay for it for just a second. You encounter someone who you know has exactly what you need. I mean, exactly what you need. There are no colors, no flavors, no junky stuff, no preservatives. It is exactly what you need. And you know you need it. You've even made plans of how you're going to utilize this thing. But then you see the price. You know it's worth it. You know it's going to help you. But you'll say, honey, you know I'm broke real quick. And that's not even the issue. That's a smoke screen. Because you're trying to get that person who has poured all of their blood, sweat, tears, vital organs, and DNA into creating absolute perfection for you to haggle their price. Last week, I told the people on my email list that you're not meant to be an auctioneer nor a used car salesman. And you shouldn't expect them to be. So you may say, well, Tammie, seriously, it's not that I'm not willing to pay for it, and I really want to work with this person or use this tool, but the money is simply not there.
Hey, bro.
Now, when it comes to an app or a tool, what I'm about to say next won't apply. But if it pertains to a human being, listen to me real quick. Do they have an email list? Do they have a business page? Do they have social media channels like this? Have they written a book? Do they offer online courses or master classes? Do they hold events within a reasonable distance of you? Those are 6 ways that you can get access to the person that you want to work with, spending little or nothing. Sometimes you will have to fork out a little bit more than you're comfortable with. But the point of it all is you need to stay on that person's radar. Make sure that whoever they know that you are there. Because when people see you engaged with them, when people see that you're all in and that you're in tune, you will be surprised as to what doors open for you. So before you allow the excuse of I'm broke to take you into 2021, ask yourself if you're really broke. Are you using what is out there around you right now until you can get to the level where you want to be. I tell this story often that when I started my business, I had $700 and a stack of homemade business cards. Now, don't confuse homemade business cards. I'm not talking about, the perforated business card paper that they sell in the store where you can bend it and fold it and it tears all pretty. No, 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 no. What I'm talking about is I printed my business cards on cardstock with the grid lines. And I sat at my kitchen table and I gave everybody in my house the mama glare. I didn't want them to think about me because that was going to cause me to cut a card crooked. So when I went to my first homeschool open house to offer my consulting service, I made sure that I had my best cards in the front so that I could put my best foot forward with the very first people that I met. But with that $700, I did everything I absolutely could to start my business. I got my business license, a cell phone. I opened my business bank account. I got real business cards. I launched my website, my social media. I ran ads. I got office space. Instead of focusing on not having thousands and thousands of dollars, I took the $700 my husband gave me and did damage. So what can you do with what you have? If all you have right now is social media, use it. Use every single solitary feature it has. Let people know your who, what, when, where, why, how, and more importantly, how much. One thing that my mother always said to me was, Tammie, use what you have until you can get what you want. That's money. Whew. And money's a lot. Second excuse that we will not take into 2021 will be, I don't have time. That's a bunch of fools. Because time is the one thing that everybody on this earth has the same amount of, yet they use it very differently. One thing that I always hear people say is, I don't have any downtime. I don't have any downtime. I beg to differ. What are you doing while you're on hold on the phone, waiting on the kids to come out of practice, standing in the 2 football field long line at Walmart, while you're getting your car serviced, while you're waiting to get your hair cut, hair done, or are under the dryer? What are you doing while you're stuck in traffic? What are you doing during those day-to-day things? Those are steal away moments that you could be using to do something to enhance your life, your business, or both. It could be listening to a motivational video, something like this. It could be reading a blog, listening to a podcast, making notes, getting some shopping done for some other thing. You could be catching up on emails, returning text messages. It's all about how you use your time because there is a difference between managing your time and wasting your time. How many times have you found yourself engrossed in something only to realize that it was not the best use of your time? You never let that particular thing get in your way again. It's the same with life and business. I always challenge those who work with me one on one or even in a group to do what I call a time truth bomb. And I ask them to take one day and account for how they spent every hour. And then I ask them to do the same thing, but to put down what their ideal schedule is. And I ask them to compare the two and see what changes need to be made. And for most of them, it's absolutely maddening when they see that they are wasting their time and not managing it. You also cannot fill your schedule with everybody else if you want 2021 to be any different from 2020. You have to make sure that you have you in your schedule. You have to make sure that the goals, dreams, and aspirations that you have and those that God has given you are achieved. And that means that you may have to use that little small magical word called no. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to find yourself pushing what you need to do out of the way because you're tired from going and doing and being for everybody else. For me, being a girl mom or a mom period, that's one reason why my two youngest kids are in the bed at 8 o'clock every day. That's my time to either catch up on work or to just veg out and watch something mindless on TV. It's not that I don't love my family, but I need that time. And even when it comes to business, my business day starts at 11 a.m. The time before that is for me teaching my children. I make that a priority. So if a business call comes in before 11 o'clock, I ignore it. You have to establish your personal and professional business hours. So it's not that you don't have time. You don't take the time that you have and break it down in the way that it needs to be broken down so that you are not stressed out. Money, time, family. Now, with your family, a lot of us right now are learning a whole lot about those in our family and what they can do.
Oh, you did? Oh, you were.
I want to
You sent it
caution
to my
you
daughter's baby?
to not dismiss, ignore, nor neglect
I'll check.
the skills, gifts, and talents present right there within your four walls. We miss out in life and business on some of the best help in the world because we look past our families. And then we have the nerve to get mad at them when they show us something that they can do. Why didn't you tell me that you knew how to do that? Well, you didn't ask. So are you letting your family know what it is that you need and how what they do well can help you to get those things done? That's one thing I love about my husband. We've been married for 15 years. But I would be remiss if I took credit for anything logistical about my business. You guys see these bookshelves behind me? That's not a virtual background. My husband, bless his heart, walked with me around IKEA for hours trying to find bookshelves that would fit my books, which are all different sizes. But once we found them, I had nothing to worry about. He put them together. He cleaned them up. He set them in place. That blue wall that you guys see back there, he chose the color. When it comes to the furnishings all around my empire, he was responsible for every last one of them. And I give him those props and that credit. The man has exceptional design and fashion sense. So when I need something done, I defer to him before I pay or deal with anybody else. Because I want to give him the chance to feel like my empire includes him. So I want you to take a look at your family. I want you to do a family skill check. That teenager in your house who seems to have figured out how to get around those social media algorithms, get them to help you. That kid who's always taking pictures, use them and their pictures. That sweet little one who is absolutely adorable and is always ready to pose, Those are pictures that you can use. That child, that young adult who's in school or is a budding artist, get them to create the things that you need. Because your family is not the distraction that you make them out to be. What you find annoying about them trying to help you is their way of saying, I know how to do that. So let me help you before you stress yourself out. But because we have that strong perfectionist, micromanaging, hands-on personality, we will say, you know what, you're not going to do it like I want it to be done. It's better if I do it myself. It needs to be done a certain way. And you may not understand exactly what it is that I need. I'm going to challenge you to change that thought pattern for one reason and one reason only. And it is from the simple fact that you could be wrong. Now I'm going to stop right there and kind of let you get a handle on what I've shared with you today. I want you to think about how you deal with money, how you spend your time, and how you use and treat your family. The next time that we come together, I'm going to have a few more of these for us to go. Until then, God bless, Godspeed in all that you do. Keep charging and declare right here, right now, today, that I'm broke, I don't have time, and my family is keeping me from doing what I want to do in order to be great. Excuses into 2021.